I cut ties with my sister, her family, and my husband's family because they think they're entitled to my husband's paycheck. Okay, this needs a whole history of context. My 48F sister, 56F, and I had always had a rocky relationship. Her husband, 61M, and my husband, 50M, are brothers, so we've always had that distinct closeness. Due to poverty, I only graduated from a 2-year course. My husband is the successful one in the whole family, basically. He graduated from college with a Bachelor of Science in Marine Engineering degree and is now a chief engineer. He works overseas, while I manage a small store at home. Meanwhile, my sister and her husband didn't graduate. Their source of income had always been from selling fruit shakes in front of schools. It wasn't a steady income, but their daily needs are still met. Since I and my husband have the capacity to help, I've asked my husband to help my relatives. He agreed, and now, we've financed the education of more than 10 people, relatives, neighbors' children, people we hire as help. Aside from that, we also helped my sister's family with everything we can, even on demand. Back in 1999, I was pregnant with my first child. We used to live in a small town far from the nearest hospital, which was kilometers away in a city. So, my husband and I decided to move into the city to be near basic commodities like schools, hospitals, and markets. There were markets and schools in the small town BTW, the city just has better accommodations. My sister was livid when I told her the news of us, just me since my husband's overseas, moving to the city. She reasoned that what about her family? Their income won't let them survive that long, she already had her 5th child then. I was so stressed and weeks passed by that I forgot it was the 9th month of my pregnancy. On December 6th, I hurried to the hospital. My friend already agreed that I'd be staying in their house for now. The next day, my first child was born. I asked my cousin and my friend to fetch my belongings from the house, 'cause I'd already decided to move to the city for my baby. When my friend and cousin went to the house and fetched my clothes, my sister went on a tantrum. She threw all my clothes outside, and said I hope she died at birth. I was devastated, of course, when I heard that. But life went on and I forgave her for that. Years later, I already had my second child. My sister's second child was about to go to college. So, I financed her education. She wasn't able to finish college because of her choices. I brushed that off, despite having to buy the things she needed for her school. Years later, her third child was ready to go to college. Now, this is where things started to go down south. My niece, let's call her Rihanna, 32F, during her second year in college, started to date. She was a lesbian and started dating this girl a few blocks from our house. By the way, we moved to another city still close to our hometown. My niece lived with us during this time. I was pregnant with the third child. Little did I know, my niece would go out at night, leaving the gate open. She would go clubbing with her girlfriend. I only found this out when my cousin told me that the gate was open one night. I scolded her about this. This was also the time when I found out about her relationship. I told her it was fine that she started dating. But I want her to focus on her studies, which means her girlfriend can't be in the house to be a distraction, and she can't go clubbing either. This is a one-in-lifetime opportunity. I called her mother, but instead of apologizing to me, she got angry and told me to get off my niece's love life. She can do whatever she wants. I was offended, of course. What if she gets into trouble? What if she gets hurt? Who would be accountable for this? Me. We had months of quarrel over this. My niece graduated. Around 2013 to 2014, I found out I got breast cancer. I was devastated, of course. I had surgery and went to chemotherapy. During this time, another one of my BIL had a medical emergency. While I was in chemo, I also helped him with his disease. I don't know exactly the reason why, but my sister's husband gathered his brothers and sister, not including my husband, and plotted something against me. I heard that my BAL actually said, verbatim, when he found out I got out of surgery, "So, is she dead?" I don't know what they were plotting. They invited me to come, but I didn't go. All I know is that they think I'm hogging my husband's money for myself. Yes, you've read that right. They said, as siblings, they have rights to my husband's paycheck, which by the way goes to our joint account. This whole scenario just dug the hole deeper. Okay, let's condense this and let's enumerate the things that have transpired over the years. I financed my sister's fourth daughter's college education where she got pregnant and married a man we don't know. Her mother defended her. My first son is going to college, and since I don't want him to go alone in a city away from me, I hired my sister to help her nephew for a weekly $55 salary. Rihanna saw this as me, making her mother a help or some kind of servant. She went on a rant on social media. This led to another fight between me and my sister. And then again, I forgave them. My terminally ill FIL was in my sister's care when Rihanna posted on Facebook, asking for help, hinting that my FIL's children, despite being engineers and professionals, aren't helping. My husband got offended, and so did I, since we've financed my FIL medicines and they were asking for an oxygen tank, which was scarce at the time because of COVID-19. At that point, I have had enough. I have enough of their demands. I have had enough of their bickering. I just have had enough. So, the last time my sister and I spoke, I told her to never contact me again, and if a rift between us is what they want, I will give it to them. I said that our relationship as sisters is severed and I don't want anything to do with them. My sister got offended by this and lectured me about family values and whatnot. Till now, I've still not talked to her or her family. I did still speak to my BALs and SAL, but only for a brief moment. Edit: Hi, I'm the actual owner of this account. I don't frequent Reddit that much, but I do know this subreddit exists. Since I realized my aunt and uncles are bitches, I asked my mother to share her story. I lent her my account for some time until she doesn't want to. So, yeah. So, you can invalidate my mother's life all you want. It's as valid as reality. Sorry for the confusion. Also, I thought it'd be weird if I tell the story, playing as her. I might also leave out some details that wasn't shared to me.